Welcome to Leadership Landscape. I'm your host, Kurt Jacobs. Join me as I talk with some of today's most influential leaders, one-on-one, unscripted.
A lot of people ask me, why are you a young man in a hurry?
I always assume I'm going to win.
If you're not the lead dog, the view never changes.
Building the Colonel into the world's best-known person.
It's difficult to be a Traeger.
Discover what defines and drives these accomplished individuals, what makes them tick.
Once I got elected to office and now I've served 15 months, I realized that everything I did in my life led me to this moment.
More than just a teacher and a coach.
Willingness to abandon yesterday's success and go on to something new.
I love helping people solve problems.
We weren't us. We weren't Creative Alliance, and we just sucked royally.
Leadership is the ability to inspire greatness in others. And leadership does not discriminate.
I said, look, you give me any job, but I'll be number one.
You feel that you're really going to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem.
I think when a person is a leader, it means that they have authority. They have authority to do good or bad.
We don't have control over what people say about us or what they do to us or anything, but it's how we react to what they do.
I had the ability to change people's lives. When those women come up to me at the Center for Women and Families and they're leaving out and they just want to give me a big hug and they look me in my eyes and they tell me thank you, I know I'm changing lives.
Delve into the minds of these accomplished leaders to find the person behind the persona.
I want them to look in the casket and say, look, he's still moving.
I wouldn't change one thing in my life.
Well, I've picked every Derby winner since 2007, I'm happy to say right now, but my last one prior to that, and I've become something of a local a legend, urban legend.
Ridding this county of fiscal court.
Compelling stories.
The toughest part of leadership for me early on, that there were people out there who didn't believe in me.
Bourbon is what Kentucky is being recognized for now.
The only individuals in the world, which is less than 1% of all practicing attorneys, that are allowed to have this type of quill pen are attorneys that have the opportunity to argue before the Supreme Court of the United States.
Emotional revelations.
I love easily all different types of people from all walks of life.
I fought the urge to die. I mean, I just wanted to literally disappear.
I realized that I was trying to row across the ocean to defeat my own sense of helplessness.
Surprising retrospectives in their own words.
When I doubt myself, I doubt that I haven't reached far enough, big enough.
If you come into this world, you got to give something back, because I've had so much given to me.
I would like to be remembered as a man after God's own heart.
Coach, I just got that first job. Coach, I'm going to get engaged. Coach, we're going to start a family.
Nice stuff.
Those things excite me.
Choose to be inspired. Join me on Leadership Landscape.
There's been a lot of sad.
And I'm working
My own sense of helplessness. And I was like, okay.
Welcome to another installment of Leadership Landscape TV, where we go inside the minds of local community leaders and allow them a chance to offer some keen insights into how they see themselves and, most importantly, explore just what makes them tick. I'm Kurt Jacobs, host of Leadership Landscape TV, where previous interviews have included leaders from the world of politics, religion, business, sports, law, community activism, and civic engagement. Today, our 148th guest is Elizabeth Namasuki Kizto, owner, founder of Kizto's Cookies, aka the Cookie Lady. Now, for those of you who don't know our guest, allow me to read some of their bio. She was born in Uganda during the 1950s. She moved to America in 1972 to attend school. Unfortunately, civil unrest resulting in a civil war prevented her from moving back home, and she moved to Louisville in 1978 and began making cookies for coworkers and selling cookies as a way to pay for her son's birthday present, a skill she learned from her father, who had a Ugandan bakery. Her family's love and perseverance, beauty and magic of Africa, the American dream are all mixed in next to the chocolate chips, butter, and nuts. Dressed in traditional garb from here, her native country, her African-American heritage plays a dominant part in her life and business as she sells cookies from a basket atop her head. The first time she carried a basket of cookies on her head in America was the longest walk of her life. It was 5th and Jefferson Streets, and she felt like everyone was looking at her, and she wanted to hide behind the building so that no one would stare. Undeterred, soon she had enough business to begin selling cookies from a street cart, and within a few years, in 1989, she traded her cart for her own bakery on Bardstown Road. Today, and for the last quarter century, she has grown it into a popular business by selling cookies, brownies, biscotti at local concerts, sporting events, and festivals. For better or worse, she states she has always been an entrepreneur. Each year, she tries to travel to Uganda to provide professional and financial assistance to her relatives. In 2003, she was named Woman Business of the Year by NABO, the National Association of Women Business Owners, Louisville chapter. She has created a great deal from very little, and in the process, made an entire community her friend. Mrs. Kizito's hard work and dedication are an inspiration to other female entrepreneurs. She considers her greatest accomplishment, believe it or not her cookie business, but her 2 boys, Brian Thornton and Essie Bartlett. Many Louisvillians to this day affectionately now refer to her as the Cookie Lady. Quite a pleasure to have you here, Elizabeth, on Leadership Landscape TV today. Thanks for coming.
I appreciate you very much.
Awesome. You have such a unique story.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
What has driven you to do what you've done with Kizito Cookies? I mean, it's really phenomenal, not being from this country, not being from Louisville. It's just really amazing.
Oh, from where I come from Uganda, I had such a great opportunity to be here in America. So what drives me for me to make money to be able to support my family in Uganda and my family here. So that's a lot of work because I educate a lot of kids in Uganda, like 20 kids from 1st grade through university. So that's helping my family in Africa. That's what drives me a lot.
Whom do you credit most influential in your life, Elizabeth? And it could be more than one person, personal or professional.
My mother. My mother was a big influence in me since I was a little girl because she didn't get a good education.
Okay.
She got pregnant when she was young, like about 15 or 16. And so when she had a daughter, she had to make sure she had education.
Okay.
And she put a lot of energy with me to make sure I have a better opportunity than she had. And that's why I came to America because of her.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. Now, your father, I think, from my research of you, had a lot of influence over you. He taught you how to bake, is that correct?
My father in Uganda had a bakery.
Okay.
And he was very well known, like I'm well known in Louisville. And I remember one time when I came from school, because in Uganda we didn't even have ovens.
Oh, wow.
And when I was in a Kisubi girls' school, we made a cake, like you put like a sand in a big pot, and then you, after you put sand in it, you put a cake in a bowl, in a pot, then you put it in the middle of the sand, and then have fire going on at the bottom, then cover it up and put charcoal on it. And that's how they baked. So I went home and I told my father I want to bake cake, and that's how I started baking.
Really?
Yes.
What is your biggest professional regret, if there is one, and it can be more than one, and it can be personal as well? Disappointment's a word we offer as well.
For professional, I don't know, because for me, I didn't really have a background in business.
Right.
So everything I didn't feel like I made a lot of mistakes because a lot of mistakes I make me grow, and I change what a mistake I made.
Okay.
I don't have too many disappointments in the decisions I make. I'm pretty sure some of them are not good, but I'm not very disappointed in a lot of decisions I make.
So you don't look back in the past often?
No,
You're
I
always looking
try
forward.
not to, because the past is behind me and I'm always looking for the future right now.
Now, what is your biggest professional triumph on the flip side of the other question? And it can be personal as well.
What
Your
was
biggest professional achievement or something you're most proud of?
Oh, my children.
Okay.
My husband.
That's great.
And to be able to take care of my mom in Africa because she lived up to 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
And and people in Africa die young. And my mom was diabetic, and she had high blood pressure. She had a lot of problems with her health, but I kept her healthy by sending her money to buy medication and go to the doctor and take care of herself.
Do you feel in your home country, Uganda, would you have been able to achieve this business there as a female?
No, it would be very difficult.
Very difficult.
Yes. Because everybody in Africa, like if I made cookies and they see everybody's, they see me successful, 1,000 people make cookies.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
They copy what
Yes,
works.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I got
exactly.
you. I got you. What is the best piece of advice ever given to you, Elizabeth? Again, it can be more than one piece of advice. It can be personal or professional.
Oh, to be very humble, very trusting, and just go out there and be with, and I step up and meet people, different people.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I take a lot of advice from everybody, anybody from little kid to adult, give me advice.
Yeah.
I usually use a lot of people's advice to get
gotcha.
where I am.
Now, you've got the cookie hat here. I wanted you to kind of talk about in the bio. I want you to elaborate a little bit on the first time in Louisville, Kentucky, that you wore the cookie hat. I think it was at 5th and Jefferson
Yes.
Street.
I remember the first day, I used to import this kind of baskets from Uganda. They're made by Uganda women. Some of the baskets I sell come from, my aunt makes them, like this basket my aunt made for me in Uganda. And I used to import them, and I sell them in my store. But I was selling my cookies in a bag. I would hold the bag up and I walk around main 5th and Jefferson, and I sell my cookies. But one time I put my basket on my head like this.
Unbelievable.
And I started dancing around the house, and my husband said, "That's it. You need to put that basket on your head, and everybody will know you."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh my God, that's embarrassing." But anyway, he dropped me off downtown with my basket on my head, and everybody started honking the cars and never see anything like that. And I was so embarrassed. And I walk in the building, and everybody was just like, "Wow." And everybody just open the door for me when I put the basket on my head. Because everybody, when I have a basket on, even if you're in a bad mood, everybody gets so excited and happy because they know what's inside the basket.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's unbelievable. I love it.
Yeah, I love it
That's
too.
amazing.
Yes.
I just wanted to share that story with the audience. Now, this show's called Leadership Landscape TV,
Yes.
so it's about leadership and more, so in your case, entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir.
Can you define, in turn, entrepreneurship or leadership in one word in the great English lexicon, as I call it? Or the English language, I should say. And it can be more than one word. There's a lot of choices. I bet you have more than one.
Leadership for me is I thought
Would it be authentic? Is that fair? Original? I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I'll stop. I'm just trying to help.
I know I had so many words before I got here about leadership. Like,
We can come back to it.
Okay.
We can come back to
All
it.
right.
If someone asked you, what does Elizabeth Kizto stand for, what would you tell them? Not what their perception of you is. What would you tell them? What do you stand for?
I stand for making cookies. I stand for, I'm a mother, and I'm a sister, and I help a lot of my family in Uganda. And I feel like sometimes I don't take myself that seriously,
But I would argue that that's the beauty. The beauty in you is that, because you are so authentic, you are so original.
Yes.
I mean, you really are an institution in this town. It's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's amazing.
If you could change one thing in your life or in general, Elizabeth, what might that be?
Oh, God, that's
No
big.
wrong answer. And it,
No,
it
no
can be
wrong
like
answer.
global, personal.
Oh, when I change my
professional.
life, I got like one day is like maybe 26 hours in a day, so I can sleep more.
So sleep more.
Yes.
So have you ever thought about having more than one store, or does one store keep you busy enough?
Oh, right now my store keep me busy because we
Yeah.
wholesale all the cookies across Louisville.
Okay.
So I don't need another store to pay more bills and
All right, it's true. More overhead.
more overhead. So my store is close to where I live, where I just go to the store anytime and make cookies and.
Well, every time I come in there, it's always, you're just, it's busy.
We will try to be busy.
And that's making light. It's more like hectic and a lot going on. So that's
A lot
good.
of cookies. Some people cannot believe we make all the cookies in the shop.
It's
Yeah.
great. Well, it makes it efficient and keeps everything. You have the little shop in the front too. So.
Yes, we
And
sell
it's on
African
Bardstown Road,
crafts.
so that's cool. Now, this other question, I call it the mouthful questions.
Okay.
Question number 10. Can you explain a particular incident or scenario where you utilized your own approach to leadership or entrepreneurship?
Wow, that's the hardest question.
It could be the business itself, maybe. The fact that you went from being a
Yeah.
street cart, walking to the street cart to actually having a storefront, which is overhead.
Well, for personal, like my mom was, when she came to visit me here
That's great.
about 3 years ago, we discovered she had all cancer in her mouth.
Oh, no.
And then when she got here, she was so scared when I told her, because the doctor here told her. Then I had to take her like in my language. What she had, she was so shocked. And she was like 80 years old and she wanted to get an operation. So I had to organize everybody together in my family. I take her back to Uganda and got one of my sister and my niece. And we found out like in India, the price is not quite as expensive as in America get operation.
Okay.
So I pulled all that together and I sent her to India. And they were there for 3 months. And she was in the hospital for that long to get operation. Then they all went back to Uganda. When they went back to Uganda, then they had to come back again to India to get like chemo.
Wow.
So that's what, for personal, that's what organization put everybody together to help our mom.
That's great. Now, I'm going to circle back to the leadership, entrepreneurship question. Have you thought, has the word come back yet?
What was it, Todd? Okay. Yeah, confident and guidance.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a play on authentic,
Yeah, that's what I
original. that
wanted
you-
to say.
So confidence is the
Yeah,
word.
confidence
Well,
is it.
that's actually you, the street cart,
Yes.
and the store on Bardstown Road. So
Yes,
that
sir.
has to be confidence. 'Cause
Yes.
once you do that, then you got to pay the rent, right? You know,
Yes.
you've got the whole other part of it.
Yes.
And you got to make a lot more cookies. How do you pronounce your middle name? I want you to share that with the audience and explain that a little bit. I love that.
Namsoke, which
Okay.
means rainbow.
Okay.
When I was born in Uganda, like everybody who came to visit with me, and I was a baby, they named me a different name, and I have like 7 different names.
That's great.
In
So-
Elizabeth, Namsoke, Nachejwe, Tanazilava, Nakawunde, Perus, Kizto Bartlett. So I have like almost 8
Oh,
names
wow.
now. Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you only gave me 3 because I could
Yes.
have never said that.
My
in the
mom, every
intro.
time she used to write me letters before everybody have a phone now, she used to write down all my name to make sure I don't forget them.
What's the most enjoyable event you've ever covered as a Kizto cookie lady? In other words, the baseball games, or is there a particular event that you love to cover every year? Because you're such an institution.
Oh, I
in the
love St. James Festival.
Oh, yeah.
I like Chucky Triangle because it's close to where I live. There's a lot of big St. James and Chucky Triangle and State Fair. Those 3 things I have to do every year.
I got you. So when's the most interesting or challenging time of the year for the business? I have an idea, but I want you to tell it.
Oh, the most challenging, baseball, because I get to meet so many people
I got
across
you.
Kentucky.
I
People
got you.
come through from the small town to come to games. So that's
So
really
you're real
exciting.
busy during the
Very
summer
much
months.
so, because we have like about 76 games, and I try not miss. Because if I do miss a game, people notice. They ask me where was I
Yeah,
last
right.
game. So last year I didn't hardly miss any game.
So the summertime is the fastest
Oh,
time
God,
period.
very busy.
That makes sense. Everybody
Yeah.
loves a good cookie with
Yes.
their ice cream or whatever cold
Exactly.
drink. And I guess the slowest time of the year for the business is
In January.
January. Yeah, you
Yes.
can't really sell a cookie in 20-degree weather, can you?
No, you can't, because everybody have too much sweets already.
That's true, they've
Just
already-
take a break. But by the 14th of February,
I
they'll
was
be
gonna
ready
say,
for Valentine's. Then they
Valentine's.
will go back eating cookies
They love
again.
you, yeah. Would you have changed anything in your journey to get to where you are? In other words, knowing what you know now,
Yes.
would you have changed anything?
I don't think I would change anything, because it's been really exciting life for me. And I like my life. It's been really fun. I go places and I meet so many people. I'm always up and about.
I got you.
Yes.
Well, I want you, we've got a basket of cookies here, and I'm dying to have one. I haven't eaten today, but
yeah.
Why don't you just hold up some of them and kind of walk through the flavors, and I've got several more questions.
We have this chocolate chip. My little boy used to play with the dough until it all come like chocolate.
Yeah.
So we named these cookies like Esse's cookies, a double chocolate.
Okay.
And I sold many of these double chocolate this year at the ballpark because I think people like me the way I say I have a double chocolate. They like to hear that.
All right.
And then we have snickerdoodle, which is very, very good. Everybody likes a snickerdoodle. They make snickerdoodle when they're young. Everybody have sugar and cinnamon.
My
so
little guy
kids
loves
come
those.
from school, they make their own cookies. And then we have this chocolate chip where everybody likes chocolate chip.
That's the mainstay, right?
Yeah.
That's probably how
And
you
then,
started off, I would guess.
Yeah, and we have oatmeal raisin. All the men like oatmeal, most of the men.
That's me.
We sell a lot of pumpkin chocolate chip. People, we cannot make enough of these cookies.
Really?
Oh, people come in
Halloween,
the shop.
obviously, but the rest of the year too.
Oh, yeah, all year round. People come in the store, and if I don't have them, they get really upset because sometimes they come far away.
Yeah, I got you. And you sell, go ahead, there's more. Go ahead.
Yeah, we make like 12 different
No,
kind
that's
of
good.
cookies.
I want you to share 'em.
We even have ginger snap, but I was going to talk about this luck in Kentucky. You know, like you cannot say Dobby pie or anything, you know, so I have my own cookie called Luck in Kentucky.
Now, what's that? What flavor is
We
it?
this have mixed white chocolate chip and dark chocolate chip with pecan. And we
grab
use
that
a lot of these cookies for the wedding. People like to order this and put them in their baskets.
For the weddings.
For the
That's
wedding.
great.
And then we make a different kind of cookie like snickerdoodle, white chocolate chip cranberry, and we make pumpkin raisin and nutty chocolate chip. And we make other things which like shortbread and biscotti, and we make granola. We just start making special cookies, which is like almond cookie. Yeah.
That's great. So you have a lot of choices.
And the macaroon are the best. Everybody tell me they're really good. So.
And you sell online too, which makes it even busier.
Yeah, it's very busy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Do you think you could achieve today what you did when you came to America back in the 70s and started the business in the 80s? Do you think an individual can still make, not necessarily a difference, but start their business in an authentic fashion and do what you've done?
Oh, look like really a bit difficult. But you know, if you have stamina, confident, you can do it. Because it took a lot of confidence in me, because I was kind of pushed on the edge, because I have a little boy and I had split away from my ex-husband. And I didn't have no family here, and I didn't know what to do in my life.
Sure.
So I got a lot of encouragement from the people I used to know when I first started out. Tell me how good the cookies are, you can do it. And I did it, you know, by encouraging, because I would talk about the cookies all the time. Oh yeah, bring our cookies. We like to eat your cookies, to bring them to our office. So I keep going, and I believe everything everybody told me.
A little quick aside, I met you back in the 80s when I worked at the Highland Kroger's. You would come in late in the evenings with your little boy.
Yes.
He's probably much taller than me now.
He's like 6'8".
Oh, jeez.
All-star basketball
That's Brian,
guy.
right?
Yeah, Brian.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've been going at it a long time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you run your own shop.
Yes,
you know, you do your own thing, so this is kind of up to you. But if you were granted 2 weeks right today, and you and your husband said, you know, we're cutting off the cookie press, we're going to get lost for 2 weeks, where would you go? Who would you take with you? What would you do?
Oh, I will always, like, I haven't been to Uganda for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm going back to Africa. And I'm going back anyway to visit my family after the holidays done here.
That's great.
So, because I had to go see everybody. It's been a while since I've seen them.
Now, what kept you in America was the unrest over there back in the 70s. Is it better now?
Yeah, much better. I've been going back and forth.
Okay.
You know, but the last 4 years I haven't gone back, but now I'm going back.
Okay. So you try to go back more frequently?
Yeah, more frequently.
We've got some pictures here. I want you to kind of just use them and guide yourself through them. You kind of talked about the cookies, but that's just a picture of the cookie. You kind of hold them up for the screen, you'll see there.
This is the picture of the cookie or the cookies we have. Like oatmeal, we have chocolate chip, white chocolate chip, snickerdoodle.
Yeah.
And
on the other side, I think it's got a pecan
And then we have this big Lucky in Kentucky.
Yes,
cookie.
there you go. And you can hand me that one you've done
And
with.
then we have the cookie lady right
There she
here.
is.
I was at the baseball selling cookies. People take a lot of pictures of me
I can
down there.
imagine.
I have so many people telling me cookies. And here was Woman of the Year, the
That was
magazine.
2003, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. Here she goes
And
again.
this is a picture of my website. I haven't even seen this picture yet.
I could never wear that hat and look as good as you do, I can tell you that.
This was a picture in my store selling African crafts, and I have cookies. And this
That's
I was
you hard at work in action, as I call it.
And this was I was selling cookies, a Kizto cookie. Here I was just baking cookies. Just get them from the oven, get ready for packaging.
If you could have written a letter to your younger self back in Uganda, way back in the 70s or maybe the 60s,
Yes.
knowing what you know now, what would you have told your younger self?
I would just say, this is amazing. It's only happened like in America, because in Africa you can never have anything like this. You know, to start a business in Uganda like I have here is unheard of. You know, because a lot of people who start business in Uganda, you need like maybe a lot of money or somebody help you. Because when I started business, I started from no money at all, and I got where I am.
So it's pretty fascinating. As you came here, you ended up in Louisville.
Yes.
Started the business.
Yes.
It's just, it just blows me away, your story, to be here in the United States. Now, we ask this question of all our guests, Elizabeth. When the great day comes, how do you want to be remembered? You know, if it all ended today,
Yeah.
you know, how would you like to be remembered?
Oh, I would
by
be
your boys,
remembered. I'm
friends,
pretty sure a lot
family?
a lot of people will always talk about my cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like this lady we knew, we used to make those huge cookies.
Yeah.
And the carry basket on her head.
Yeah.
You know, because right now I've been selling cookies like almost 4 generations.
Yes, you have.
Yes.
You've been selling them for a long time.
Yes.
What's the future for the business? Do you have any thoughts?
Oh God, that's very tough for me to even know, to look that
Just
ahead.
keep on going.
Just keep going.
There you
Hopefully
go.
one of my boys will be interested in take over or
Yeah.
something.
Well, they won't look as good as you
Yeah,
as you in the hat, but hey.
One of my sons is a good cookie maker.
Oh, is he?
So,
Okay,
yeah.
great. I hope to meet him someday.
Yeah, you will.
It's a real pleasure having you on Leadership
Thank you
Landscape
very
TV.
much.
Thank
I
you
really
so much,
enjoyed
Elizabeth. It's
myself
quite
being
an honor what you've done in the community and
Thank you very
institution
much.
that you've built. If you have any general feedback or guest suggestion, feel free to email me at kurt@leadershiplandscapetv.com. Check us out on Facebook, too, at Leadership Landscape TV. Till next time, I'm Kurt Jacobs. Thanks for watching.